Where did I put that other screw? Ah, there it is. All right, so now what I've got is I've got my sander set up, and I have it in the vertical position. The reason why I do that is I like to be able to come on the side and shape using the top. Not necessarily the safest thing to do, but if it is going to throw it out of my hands, it's going to throw it off to the side and not kill me. So that's a plus. Okay, on this one, we're not going to make it as long and sharp as this one is, because very few bones look like this. You've got one that looks like this. If you go to, I'll put the link, but it's an anatomy YouTube channel. Awesome. It shows 3D pictures of what these look like, and this is not an actual looking vertebrae, but it looks fairly close from my standpoint. So the next bone is going to be above it, and I'm going to make it a little bit shaped different and narrower. So we'll go from there. That's going to be the bone there. Okay, so this is what I use. Just make sure it's in frame. When I do drip irrigation systems, things like that, anytime you got to glue PVC, this works for me. I hear a lot of people in the cosplay kind of stuff, they like specialty glues. This you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's, Ace Hardware, anything like that. This works great for me. I've had to break pipe before this will come apart. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these pieces on here with just a little bit. And basically what this stuff does is this is nasty, gooey. This bottle's probably 5 years old, so it should be a little bit more liquidy than this, but it still works great. What you do is it melts the plastic, the PVC. So what I do, put that on there like that. And hold it roughly where you're at. This is going to get painted, so, and you can jiggle it around a little bit, make sure you got a lot of good contact. And basically that's it. It's still a little wobbly, just because this isn't a really tight fit. Like in here, you're getting the whole circle and it's wedged in there to begin with. This is pretty much all I did with this. It held great, and then I just used a little Bondo to fill in and make it look a little bit more not glued on. But I'll show you that here on this one. So now, since you've got this set up, make sure it's in frame. Yep, all is well. Now, what you can do is this, let's see, I have this being the top. So I like these bones curving down. So what I'm going to do, and this is what's good for this little table, it's got that perfect for me. So since that is facing down, this is going to go like that. Now, you're going to want to sand this just like I do it with sandpaper. I could do it with the machine, and I probably should have. That's probably the faster way to do it, but I'm a slow learner. As Forrest Gump says, I'm not a smart man, Jenny. So what you're going to do is you're just going to tie this in there, and then you figure out how much of a bend you want. Actually, you can say that's already fairly set. It's not perfect, but not bad. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to put This is I'm hoping this PVC glue is going to work. It looks, usually when it gels like that, it's time to throw it away. But I may have to get my other canister out. We'll see how this sets up. But we're going to go like that. And when I did this the first time, I screw up. This I should have done right the first time. You grind this so it fits this shape. Problem is I just didn't want to stop and start this video a million times and aggravate everybody to death. So what we'll do is we'll go like this, let that set up, and then we'll just fill all this in with Bondo. And I can go in there with a little file or a Dremel and fix that. But you can kind of see how that's starting to look. You can see how that's a bone. And we'll let that set for a bit. And I'm probably going to throw this can away because I have a newer can. I'm just cheap and didn't want to do that. But I'll show you that after I start the video. I'll show you how thin the new can is. Okay. Well, now I'm going to do the part where the scythe blade meets the handle. So these were just T fittings. I got the threaded ones because they're a little thicker, and they'll give the glue that I'm going to put in there a little bit more bite to grab to the wood. Essentially, this was a T that went from a 3/4 opening to a 1/2 inch threaded. That's a T, and this is an elbow that goes from a 1/2 inch to, or a 3/4, excuse me, 3/4 slip fitting to a 1/2 inch threaded fitting. And this, you might be able to tell, I melted a little bit and I didn't want to have to go buy another fitting, so I did have to taper this little standard piece of 3/4 inch pipe. Nothing to do, just sand it with sandpaper, and that's all it takes. This is my other can of PVC glue. You can see how it just pours off. It's a lot thinner than it was the last one. The last one turned into gum. And actually, you can see here I had to re-glue this. I found out why you don't use it. Once it gels, it does not stick or melt the PVC for anything. It just popped right off. So that is solid. Okay. So how we're going to do this is I'm going to just get the PVC glue out. And you just coat the inside of the fitting. Coat the outside of this one. Push them together and just twist it as far as it'll go. And it is stuck already. It's that quick. I could not take that out if I tried. It would probably crack the pipe. Okay, so that one's good. We're going to do the same thing for this. Oh, before I get that far, you can see I put lines here. They're just called register marks. That's how it's all lined up together. The reason why is I want these two holes in the same plane because a piece of wood is going to be going between these two. So make sure there's a good coating in there. A good coating on here. And it really doesn't matter if it drips a whole lot just because it's the inside of the pipe. All my marks line up, and you see inside it leaked out a bit, but I don't care what the inside of the pipe looks like. There's a little bit here. If I want, I can just scratch that out. And it just comes right out.